About what it would be like to work as a manager working at one of today's Fortune 500 companies. Well, today I'll be taking the role of a manager working at Amazon, and I'll discuss some ways that will help influence workers' motivations. Let's start off by looking at the classical management approach. The classical management theory places emphasis not on employees' job satisfaction or social needs, but rather on physical needs. This theory holds that these physical needs can be met through income and monetary incentives, and use the opportunity for wage increases to motivate employees. In today's world, we can all agree that money is everything. Therefore, to influence an employee's motivation, I would introduce a wage or a benefit incentive. For example, if a certain target is met by the employees, then either their wage is increased or they are granted additional benefits. In addition, I would also like to incorporate Fayol's management theory. Henry Fayol was a French engineer who introduced a theory called administrative Fayol that focuses heavily on classical management. He is also known as the father of classical management. Some principles from his theory include division of work, remuneration, equity, and esprit de corps. Knowing this, I would use some of his principles to influence workers' motivation at the workplace. To make the workplace more inviting, I would make sure that all individuals with authority are treating other employees with equality and with respect. Many argue that Fayol's theories are cold. However, this has been proven wrong because throughout his work, he recommends the empowerment of kindness and fairness towards personnel and describes flexible approaches. Now, let's look at the behavioral management approach. Behavioral management focuses on an employee's job satisfaction, social needs, and overall mental health while being at work. In order to boost an employee's motivation while at work, I would allow employees to socialize with their fellow colleagues, and I would increase break time. In addition, I would incorporate some ideas from Mary Parker's theory. Mary Parker Follett was an American social worker, management consultant, philosopher, and a pioneer in the field of organizational theory and organizational behavior. She believed that instead of people powering over each other, they should work together and power together, making the task they're assigned easy to complete. Teamwork plays a big role at Amazon warehouses, as team members need to work together to complete a set target to earn incentives. Therefore, I would encourage team leaders to make sure that every member in their team works together to achieve the target. Secondly, I would encourage employees to achieve work-life balance. Work-life balance is very important in an employee's life, as it helps reduce stress, helps prevent burnout in the workplace. Now, let's look at the 4 functions of management. First of all, let's start off by planning. Planning can be defined as setting goals for yourself or an organization and deciding how to achieve them. Planning is a set detailed approach regarding future plans of action. In a company, planning is critical to prepare associates to achieve predetermined tasks. If a person or company does not plan their goals, then there can be missed opportunities, which often leads to anger, stress, and regret. For example, if a company wants to increase their profit, it will be vital for that company to plan how they want to do it by setting and achieving goals. The second function of management is organizing. Organizing is arranging tasks, people, and other resources in order to accomplish work. Organizing can be as small as keeping your desk tidy and clean, or as big as organizing a large-scale meeting. In a company, organization means coordinating and allocating a firm's resources in order to carry out plans. If organization is not present within a company, it will lead to many problems and issues. For example, confusion within roles, lack of coordination among functions, failure to share ideas, etc. Now let's look at the third function of management, leading. Leading is motivating, directing, and influencing people to get work done. Leaders play a critical role in organizations as they motivate associates to achieve organizational goals. Leaders also keep a team united by listening to all team members and setting short-term goals. Without leaders, a team has great potential to fall apart, as there will be nobody present to keep the team together. For example, let's say there's an argument between 2 team members. A leader will always step in and try to ease the situation by working on what started the argument. By doing so, a team has a chance to get back together and be united once again. Now let's look at the last function of management, controlling. Controlling is monitoring, performance, comparing it with goals, and making corrective action if needed. In an organization, controlling is used to confirm that employees are following implemented plans and performing accordingly. This helps managers to analyze progress made within the organization. For example, a manager at a facility wants to monitor production. They can make sure that all employees are completing tasks that are assigned to them so that there's no error in the count of production. I'll be analyzing a decision that I made in the past and look at if it was ethical or not. The decision I will be analyzing is from my prior job at McDonald's. Here's the backstory. I sometimes had to go out for park runs to deliver food to people waiting in the parking lot. One time, a customer was getting agitated that his order was taking too long. The manager gave me a choice: to make the customer's order or give them an order that was previously made but it was cold. If I make the customer's order, other customers might also get unhappy that their order took so long. The first step in the decision-making process is identifying and defining the problem. The problem, in my case, is that the customer is unhappy that their order is taking so long. It was up to me to either make their order or deliver a previously made order that is cold. The second step is to generate and evaluate possible solutions. If I made the customer's order, then other customers might get unhappy that their order took so long. But if I serve the unhappy customer cold food, they might not come back in the future. The third step is deciding on a preferred course of action. In my case, I decided that it would be the right decision to make the customer's food instead of serving them the cold order. This is because I put myself in their shoes and asked myself, what would I do if my order took so long after waiting and I was served cold food? I would be very upset and probably not go to McDonald's, especially the one at that location. The fourth step is implementing the decision. I made the customer's food and luckily it did not take as much time. Both the customer and I were satisfied and I feel that I made the correct decision. The last step is evaluating the results. I was satisfied with my decision and the customers were happy that they were served fresh hot food. Even the manager told me that I made the correct decision. After making this decision, I realized that I'm a pretty decent decision maker. I made the decision without wasting any time, as I thought that it would be the morally correct decision.